Good day, madam. Today I'm going to discuss aspects of educational change. Educational change means to direct education to full development of the individual society. Teachers educate students and make them change their attitudes or get improvement by using new teaching methods. Most of our teacher starts change our attitude when we are in a grade school. So naalala ko pa noon na I once course our teacher before when they hurt us physically. Example of that is yung pinapalo ko yung kamay natin pag zero sa exam. At yung di ko malimutan yung mga kaklase kong sip-sip na naglilista ng pangalan na maiingay. Tapos magsusumbong kay ma'am or ibibigay nila yung mga lista. Tapos si ma'am na yung bahala magpanis sa amin. So, but in that way, we have to understand their purpose because we are future teacher. So what is changes? If reforms are to be successful, individuals and groups must find meaning concerning and group must find meaning concerning what should change as well as how to go what should change as well as how to go about it. So, educational change aims at school improvement. In one way or another, school improvement is closely linked to the professional development of principals and teachers. So, dahil sa pinag-uusapan natin dito are school improvement, kaya hindi lang dapat, kaya naglilink ito sa mga professional. Hindi lang dapat students ang nag-improve. Dapat pati yung teacher ng school. In that way, our school will improve. And the ultimate goal for the school improvement is the improvement of student learning condition, and or learning process. So, dahil sa ang school ay para sa mga estudyante, kaya priority natin na dapat yung estudyante natin ay may natutunan sa pagtuturo natin. So, there are two of cited in influential scholars in the field of education change are professors Michael Follam and Andy Hargreaves. Hargrave is the founding editor of Journal of Educational Change and the co-founder and director of the International Centre for Educational Change in Canada. Follam and Hargreaves' message highlights the importance of honoring and improvement the profession of teaching in order to achieve effective school improvement. So, dito naman po, at the heart of their concern for effective educational change is the crucial role school leadership plays, building a shared vision and collaborative environment for development and learning in and across school. Si Follam po nag-operate siya ng tatlong dimension of educational change. The first one, which is also the most visible one, is when new or revised materials are introduced, such as curriculum materials or technologies. So, dito po, ang example ko dito, siguro pwede nating example dito yung yung online class natin ngayon. So, our programmers, gumawa sila ng ng iba't ibang klase ng ng application para matulungan yung mga estudyante at yung mga teacher para mapadali yung pagtuturo. Kumbaga, kahit wala sila sa school, nasa bahay lang, pwede sila magturo. So, example for that na application is yung Google Classroom, yung Google Meet, 'di ba po? Malaking tulong sila para mapadali yung paggawa ng ng lesson, pagtuturo. Yun po. And the second one, which is more difficult to implement, is an new teaching approaches that is teaching strategies or activities. So dito naman po so siguro may example ko po rin po dito yung online class. So siguro makakapagbigay ako ng mga example ng mga techniques ng mga ano ng mga teachers natin kasi ang dami nilang diskarte. Tulad nito, instead na reporting sa harap ng mga kamag-aral, so ginawa na lang nila na na ito, video presentation or video reporting presentation. So ito na po ang isang example doon. At ang isa pa po, yung paggawa nila ng module. Sa dati po, instead na ang tawag natin dati dito is handouts, pero ngayon module na. Kasi may mga activity. So doon tayo natututo in the way of technology. So number 3 po is the third dimension, which is the most difficult one to employ, is changing people's belief. For example, assumption and theories underlying particular policies or programs. So all three dimensions are necessary to achieve what Pollan calls real change. Sabi ni Borner noong 2015, there can be a little change if new materials are introduced without being followed by new teaching approaches, or if changes are articulated in terms of beliefs and values without actually understanding their applications for practice. So, may kaunting pagbabago talaga pag may pinakilalang mga bagong materyales o technology sa pagtuturo. Pero, syempre, may mga bagong diskarte din dito. Kaya, dito natin marirealize o makikita na napakahalaga ng orientation. So, dito po sa assumption and theories underlying, ito po, third dimension. So, siguro po, may example ko po dito yung yung experience ko. Kasi, I'm once agriculture student. Pag may pinapakilala po kami na na bagong technology para magamit ng mga magsasaka, nagpapatawag po kami ng conference o orientation, meeting. Pinapatawag po namin yung mga magsasaka para malaman nila yung yung diskarte sa paggamit ng ng technology nito, kung para saan yun. Tapos, in that way po, na technology na yan, mapapadali yung trabaho nila. Pero, in that way, may bad things din po. Kasi, ginagawa ng technology na tamad yung mga magsasaka. The next one is reasons for educational change. Time change in the ways we teach and learn change accordingly. In his book, Good Education in an Age of Measurement, Biasta states that while there is a lot of change and innovation going on at classroom, school, and policy levels, the focus is often more on how. So, may question pa dito. How can we introduce these new ideas in the classroom? And the second question is, and why should we actually do this? So, before that, I'm going to answer the first question, which is how can we introduce these new ideas in the classroom. So, in a point of view of the student, they like something amazing or a kind of something new that will attract their eyes. So their attention, yon. Dapat talaga, unang pakita mo pa lang, unang bigkas mo pa lang, dapat makuha nyo na yung attention nila. It's like in the business po. So, kaya as a future teacher, dapat alam natin kung saan nagkaka-interest ang mga estudyante. Kasi in that way, we can introduce the changes or the new ideas in a classroom. And the next ang next po na question is yung, and why should we actually do this? So, bakit nga ba natin ginagawa to? So, dito naman, siguro madali lang naman po itong masagot. Ginagawa natin to kasi we have to apply the changes. Dapat aware sila sa mga pagbabago. Kasi every year may nagbabago talaga po. Lalo na po sa education. And dito na po tayo sa sa 3 reasons why educational change is necessary. So, the first po is increased globalization. Number 2 po is advancement in technology. And number 3 naman po is developments and research into teaching and learning approaches. So, globalization and education. Sabi po, ano po to? There are close relation between educational and globalization. And globalization of the world economies is leading to increased emphasis on internationalization of the subject included in a course of study in school. So, nag-create din po ito ng opportunities para po sa partnership in research and teaching with agencies and institutions across the world. So, ang globalization po ay malaki din ang epekto niya sa educational or edukasyon. Kasi habang nadadagdagan ang globalization, mas dumadami naman ang pagbabago sa edukasyon. So, increased globalization leads to a more cultural and linguistically diverse population. Education has to meet the needs of the globalized classroom. So, dito po may nakikita po tayong chart. So, which is, job that exists today may not be there tomorrow. Ang arrow niya po is doon sa education. Tapos, parang may nakalagay talaga po, challenge. Challenge po talaga yan. Kasi, job that exists today may not be there tomorrow. So, para sa akin po, pagkakaintindi ko po nito, so, bakit mo pa ipagpapabukas yung trabaho mo ngayon? Kung pwede mo naman tapusin ngayon, para bukas, hindi na yun mag-exist. Kumbaga, tapos na. Parang isang module lang po. Pag binigay na dapat mo ngayon, dapat gawin mo na, para bukas, wala ka nang poproblemahin. Kumbaga, rest in peace ka na. Parang ganun po. And the second one is ubiquitous education. So, ano nga po to? Ito po ay an everyday learning environment that is supported by mobile and embedded computers and wireless network in our everyday life. So, ito po yung mga gadget na nagagamit natin. And before, my parents said that pang lang yan. Hindi wala naman daw pakinabang yun, mga mobile phones, yung computers, mga wireless na network. Sinasabi ng magulang ko na makakasama lang yun sa pag-aral, but they realize na malaking tulong yun. So, yung mobile phone, kaya ngayong online class, ginagamit natin po yun. And syempre po yung computer, tapos wireless network in our everyday life. Kaya po, for between these two, educational and ubiquitous education, trending po siya. The next one is cross-border education to education. So, ito po ay issue. So, bakit nga ba ito naging issue? So, siguro, kaya ito naging issue kasi yung cross-border education refers to movement of people, programs, providers, curricula, projects research, and services and tertiary or higher education across national jurisdictional borders. Kaya po siya Kaya po siya naging issue. Siyempre, tertiary eh. Mga, mga malilikot na ang utak. And, between naman po sa multilingual and education, trending po to talaga. Kasi, nowadays, lalo na po yung mga generation ngayon, syempre, we Filipino, alam na natin kung paano magsalita ng Filipino. And, in our country, normal ng pag-aralan po yung English. But, dahil po ngayon, may nag-trending po na na ibang example po dyan is yung K-drama. Yung halos yung mga kababaihan gusto nilang matutong mag-Korean. And because of the anime, gusto naman nila matutong mag-Japanese. And almost all of them dream kung hindi sa Korea, sa Japan sila gusto pumunta. Kaya kasi po yung multilingual, ganito po siya. The ability of an individual speaker or a community of speaker to communicate effectively in 3 or more language. So, dun po na-explain. Ako, mahilig po ako sa anime. Nag-aaral pa ako ng Japanese. And medyo marunong pa ako sa English. At syempre, nakasanayan ko na yung Filipino. So, it means, multilingual din po ako. Kaya po siya trending sa education. And next po, change is accelerating, is trending din po. Kasi po, change is accelerating. A perceived increase in the rate of technological change throughout history, which may suggest faster and more profound change in the future and may or may not be accompanied by equally profound social and cultural change. And dito naman po, by the use of technological or technology, kaya po, napapabilis po yung yung pagbabago. Syempre, parts po yan ng globalization. Sabi ko nga kanina, globalization and education have a relation. Kaya po, trending din po ito. The next one po is advancement in technology. Tama na pa yan. Advancement in technology. Students can collaborate on group projects using technology-based tools such as Wikis and Google Docs. Technology is a powerful tool that can support and transform education in many ways, from making it easier for teachers to create instructional materials to enabling new ways for people to learn and work together. Technology has impacted almost every aspect of life today, and education is no exception, or is it? In some ways, education seems much the same as it has been for many years. Today, massive amounts of information like books, audio, images, videos are available at one's fingertips through the internet, and opportunities to formal learning are available online worldwide through the Khan Academy, MOOCs, podcast, traditional online degree program, and many more. Technology has always begun to change the role of teachers and learners. In a traditional classroom, such as what we see depicted in the Boltolina's illustration, the teacher is the primary source of information and the learners passively receive it. However, because of the access to information and educational opportunities that technology has enabled in many ways, classroom today we see the teacher role shifting to the guide on the side as students take more responsibility for their own learning using technology to gather relevant information. So, malaki po talaga ang epekto yung advancement of technology. Kasi, sabi nga po dito, yung sa traditional classroom, yung mga teachers natin noon, madalas gumagawa pa sila ng mga illustration board, mga Manila paper para dun nila magamit yung pagpe-present nila. But now, hindi na. By using computer and some other technologies, mas napapakita nila yung gusto nilang ituro sa mga estudyante. At ganoon din yung mga estudyante, mas naipapakita nila yung mga ideas nila using technology. So, hanggang doon lang po ang aking pagdi-discuss. So, in behalf of my team from Group 5, thank you. I'm Herbert Legson, the reporter for Group 5.